Limpopo Premier Phophi Ramathuba says the infrastructure backlogs have slowed down economic growth and service delivery. Ramathuba has also issued a strong warning to developers that have not met their set targets in roads and water infrastructure. The provincial infrastructure workshop is currently underway in Polokwane. My colleague Katlego Nyoni has more for us.
Well, this is Premier Phophi Ramathuba's first infrastructure workshop since he took over as the Premier of the Limpopo province, specifically focusing on public sector infrastructure. The Premier said that this is good in a sense that it will work towards inclusive economic growth for the province, also mentioning the Limpopo Development Plan with a specific focus on water as well as roads infrastructure, saying and acknowledging that the province does indeed have a backlog, saying that this is mostly attributed towards poor planning. Well, certainly this this infrastructure workshop has brought in together leaders from the various departments of the government as well as implementing agents. Let's bring in the Premier of Limpopo to tell us more about the main goal of this particular infrastructure workshop. Premier Ramathuba, thank you very much for your time this morning. Premier, we know that there are quite massive challenges pertaining to infrastructure in the province, slowing down the rate of economic growth. But what is the main aim of this infrastructure workshop?
I think we brought in everyone because if you remember, just before the new financial year, I had a meeting with all HOD, CFOs, MECs to start to understand when we allocated each other infrastructure budget, taking stock from what happened last year. And we realized that the poor planning, as you have indicated, has resulted in, at some stage, money sometimes gets returned back to Treasury, especially conditional grants, even equitable shares. Sometimes it's not being spent. It takes time, forever. I always give an example of Maputo Malachi Hospital. When I was an MEC, I don't know how many MECs for Public Works came. The facility took forever. I use example of Siloam Hospital and many other infrastructure projects which are supposed to be done within 12 or months. 12 months, they are done after 7 years. Those that are supposed to be done in 5 years, they're done after 15 years. So we felt it's important to convene all the, let's start with our own implementing agency, our IDTs, they're here, DBSA is here, the Mvula Trust is here, Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure is here, and also the sector departments on their own, which are supposed to be the ones that are the end users of this infrastructure. Let's bring them and let's bring the profession itself. We've invited engineers, academics from universities so that they can assist us on how, maybe where are we getting it wrong, what is it the poor planning, or do we have the capacity, or we don't have capacity, or is it we don't have the political will, or we don't have the passion that is needed? Because you can have all that, but if you are not really driven by passion towards getting things done, you will not be able to do that.
And we heard you in the Premier, you did not even mince your words. You said that if you don't have the passion or the capabilities, then what are you doing here? Essentially saying that you will not have agents not doing what they're meant to do.
It's simple. I said implementing agency. If we give IDT 12 schools, build them within this period of time. You don't build them, we remove you. We find other ways on how to build them. If it's DBSA, the same. Let's stop nursing each other. Let's stop as if it's not about friendship here. It's about services being done. Our own project management in our own departments, especially public works, roads and infrastructure, where we are having people who are responsible for monitoring this infrastructure. Health infrastructure obviously has got a chief directorate responsible for that. Education, the same. All, whether it's libraries, they've got the same. Even those ones, we are saying to them, maybe you came in, you got a post because you know somebody who knows somebody, and you find yourself, you are lost. It's time to talk to us so that we can shift you. But the issue is, the reason that I've called all of them today with my MECs is to simply say to them, I still have confidence in you, but this I'm giving you the last chance, because the people of Limpopo are getting impatient with me. So if you are not going to keep up the pace that I want you to be in, next time I won't be calling you. We will just be implementing consequence management. It's a high time that we must see whether it's a contractor or whoever is a service provider who has been given a responsibility to build or construct infrastructure for government and fail to meet the demands, it's high time that as government we must be seeing to be doing something. We don't just terminate you, but we must recuperate the money that has been lost, because this is the money that is to us people. And lastly, because I keep on saying, you might think that because you are in the built-in environment, you are not responsible for the lives of our people. When we take a decision to build a hospital or a theater, it's because we know there's a need. We know there are people who are dying in this area because they can't access health facility. Now, when you don't finish it in the time that we've given you, more people continue to die because you are failing. So you are responsible for the death. When you say you're going to build a school and you don't build it, and our kids still miss out on their education, you might be an engineer, but you are responsible for that poor metric results that we're having. So we wanted our engineers to understand that it's not just about your profession, it's inside. When you build those roads that in 2 weeks time you will see a big pothole and Cat come with his nice car, hit the pothole, get an accident, we lose Cat's life. You must know as an engineer that life, it's you who caused that life to be lost. So until we start to bring our work to the lives of our people, we will continue to have this problem. So the aim of this workshop is also to make sure our people, our professionals, start to do their work and they don't get corrupted by people who know nothing about their profession.